This is the top 3 ways that you are going to combat loneliness during the holiday season if you have gone through a divorce, a breakup, or you are healing from childhood trauma and have set healthy boundaries with your narcissistic or toxic family members and you are now no contact. 1, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to start creating new traditions. So you can create those new traditions with your kids. If you don't have kids, you can create new traditions with your family. You can create new traditions with your friends. And when I say your family, I mean like if you're in a relationship or you have a new partner, those people are considered your family because that is the family that you are creating. So when I say new traditions, I mean like you can have a friend's anniversary, you can have a trip out of the country, travel, go to a nice fancy restaurant, dress up in elegant attire. Whatever tradition you want to start, the time is now to do it because you are breaking generational curses and creating new healthy habits and a new healthy environment for you and your family that you are creating. Just because you didn't come from a healthy family doesn't mean that a healthy family can't be birthed from you. So I want you to know that that's very, very important to always create new traditions. When I went through my divorce, my kids had a really hard time not being with my ex for Christmas. So I started doing a thing like every Christmas Eve, we would get together and we would do a Christmas movie, and I would have the kids open one gift. And in that gift would be a box. It's like a really pretty Christmas box, the kind that you get like at, Michael's or Walmart or Target or wherever, right? And so it's a really pretty Christmas box. And usually people keep like cards and stuff in there. I think they call them card boxes. And in the box, I would put like brand new pajamas that they would wear, one of their favorite candies or snacks, one of their favorite books, coloring book, hot cocoa, popcorn, just all types of little cute little knick-knack thingies that they like and enjoy that they can do while we watch our Christmas movie on Christmas Eve. And of course we would, light the Christmas tree up, turn the lights on, all those things, And then I also started taking them before we would watch the movie. We would go and we would drive in our neighborhood to this really popular place where they light the whole street, like the whole subdivision has Christmas lights. So you could drive down 5 different blocks, just boom, boom, boom in a circle, and you see all these Christmas lights. That has become an annual tradition for me and my kids since the divorce, and they love it. They look forward to it every year. The second thing that you can do to combat the loneliness is that you can start spending time with people that you love and people that love you. Now that can consist of friends, co-workers, family members that you're still close to, like a cousin or an aunt or an uncle or something like that. You can also spend time with yourself, learning how to be with yourself and be satisfied with yourself and be okay with being alone. That is a major, major gift to have. And the only way that gift is going to come is through extensive internal work, like taking accountability for things that you have allowed, taking accountability for not setting healthy boundaries, taking accountability for walking in survival mode, walking in abandonment, walking in rejection, going to therapy, getting into a support group, meeting up with other people, with friends. I mean, they have all these apps where you can go and do activities. When I lived in Atlanta and I was in grad school, for funsies, I would go to this app. It's called meetup.com. And now this is not sponsored in any way, but on meetup.com, you could go on there and you can join all these different groups, like have like hiking groups, mom groups, friends groups. I was in one group that I really, really loved, and it was called Black Professionals Who Love the Arts. And so what we would do is we would go to dinner once a month, and then we would go to an art gallery, or we would go to brunch, and then we would go to an art gallery, or we would go to an art showing, and it was so amazing. We even went to a winery one time. I think it's called Chateau Elan. It's so beautiful. It's in Georgia. And we went there and we went to see art. We did wine taste. I met all these women I had never met before. Like, it was so amazing. So amazing. You can also join like groups. Like when I was there, I also joined a group. Now, I don't run, but I sure joined the running club. Met all kind of women. Started going to lunch and dinner, movies, all types of stuff with them. And you just build these relationships. And that's how you can combat the loneliness of being alone. Because some people think like being alone and being lonely is one thing, but no, they're actually two different things. Because you can be alone and not be lonely, which is where I am in life. Because you can also be in a marriage like I was and be extremely lonely. Nobody to talk to, nobody that supports you, nobody supports the kids, nobody to have your back. That's very lonely. Okay, so think about those two things. And then the third thing that you want to think about is the importance of healing, forgiveness, and grace. Healing from the trauma that you have experienced from your family and your loved ones, or your ex, or your ex-spouse, or whatever. Healing that pain is going to help you to walk and see things in another light. It's going to help you to not only heal from that broken heart, heal from that pain, but it's also going to take you out of that dark place of depression, anxiety, despair, all those feelings that we feel, the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment. We will be able to walk away from those places and those feelings by giving ourselves grace, forgiving ourselves for staying in places longer than we should have when God was pulling us out, when we prayed and asked God to pull us out, to remove these people from our lives, and we continue to stay. God is going to do that for you. All you have to do is keep walking in forgiveness, and the first person you want to forgive is yourself. The second person you want to forgive is the person who inflicted pain upon you. But let me tell you something. This is very important. Just because you forgive them does not negate the fact that they harmed you and they hurt you in a way that was not only detrimental to your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and your spiritual well-being, but it was very detrimental to you. Therefore, you have to heal from that. You have to forgive them, but you never have to forget. And just because you forgive somebody and you heal from that, that does not mean that that gives them the right to come back into your life. Does that make sense? Especially not in the same capacity. I honestly believe when you give people tries after tries after tries, and I learned this from trial and error, giving people so many chances, my family members, my friends, my ex-spouse, all these chances after chances after chances, it just gives them less and less respect for you. Like, oh, she gonna deal with it. She gonna tolerate it. She don't care if I cheat on her. She don't care if I lie to her. She don't care if I steal money. She don't care if I hit her. She don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're just thinking all these things like, oh, she don't care. She just forgives me every time. No. We have to get to a point where we love ourselves enough to say no, and enough is enough. So forgiving them does not negate the fact that they inflicted pain upon you, but forgiving them allows you to walk away and no longer have to harbor that anger, that resentment, that bitterness towards them, so that you can flourish and be the butterfly that you are and have the best life that God has for you. Okay? That is very, very important. I know sometimes the holidays can be very hard. It doesn't help the fact that it gets dark early. It doesn't help the fact that it be raining and snowing all the time. And that sometimes can mess with people's vitamin D. So make sure you're taking your vitamin D vitamins during the season of fall and winter, so that you can get through to the springtime and the sun is back shining on you. Okay, so today is shining. The sun is shining in California, but it has been raining for like the last 4 days. So I hope that you guys have an amazing holiday season. And I want you to know that you are an amazing person. You have always been enough. You have always been more than enough and always will be more than enough. It is time for you to make yourself a priority too in your life. You make everybody else and everything else a priority. Your kids, your job, your work, your family, your friends, everybody. And now this is the season for you to make you a priority too in your life. And I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe.